Good morning. I'm Greg Howes. This is Morning Pulse. Welcome. Good to have you on with me this morning. Hope that you are well rested and ready to go for this day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good weekend. So, welcome to all of you from wherever you may be watching. Welcome to our friends in Tipton, Iowa. Welcome to Cornerstone. Welcome to all of you. Cornerstone people, a reminder that we are reading the Bible, and we are currently in the book of Ezekiel. So let's keep up with our Bible reading. A couple of things I want you to be aware of, those of you in the Chicago area. Tonight in Gary, Indiana, there is a session that begins at 7 o'clock p.m. featuring Dr. Bernard Edda, who is visiting here from Africa. I know Dr. Edda to be a good man of God. I have some of his books. I have encountered him on a couple of occasions. We've had communication together, and he will be speaking tonight at the Father's Heart Church, where Thaddeus Brown is the leader. And the theme will be Kingdom Strategies, Preparing for the Future. Kingdom Strategies, Preparing for the Future. That's tonight, 7:30 p.m. Father's Heart Church. That's at 3673 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. So if you're free tonight, you want to have something to do, this might be a good thing for you to check out. So that's for your information. Then tomorrow is Dion Campbell's Manhood Initiative, which will be taking place in Benton Harbor, Michigan, tomorrow at 10 a.m. It'll be Dion and Andre Palmer together ministering to men. Now, Benton Harbor is not that far away. You know, we say Michigan, it sounds like a long ways away. But Benton Harbor is just across the Michigan border, just past Michigan City, Indiana. However, when you cross into Michigan, the thing you have to keep in mind is that you are entering the Eastern time zone. And so if you're going from Chicago area to Benton Harbor, you're going to lose an hour going over there. So be aware of that. You have to leave an hour early. But then coming back, of course, you gain the hour back. So just keep those things in mind just for logistics' sake. That's tomorrow, July the 12th. Manhood Initiative, Dion Campbell and Andre Palmer. Benton Harbor, Michigan. All right? Good stuff. Let's jump into what we have for today. This week we've been talking about the Apostolic Leader, and we have been attempting to define what that terminology is all about, what it involves, characteristics, strengths, interests. What is an apostolic leader? Who is the apostolic leader? What is the apostolic leader doing? And one of the things that we have discovered is that an apostolic leader will be leading a building project. We're checking that out. And so we're looking at scriptural models that have been given to us that we may have understanding of how God is moving among us. So we're going to look at these again today. One of these models is what we're calling God's field, which would be an agricultural model. So the apostolic leader is working with God's field. Now, in this model, the people are the grain or the seed that's been planted in the world, in the cosmos, the world system. The leaders are the farmer and his laborers. The desired result is the harvest. We're looking for increase. The agricultural model leads us to eventual increase. So every apostolic leader is looking for increase, working towards increase. That's what we desire. The other model is God's building, which is the architectural model. In this model, the people are the building materials. The leadership would be the architect and his contractors. And then the desired result is stability. The building provides a covering. There's room for expansion to build onto it. But the end result, what we're going after, is stability. That means we must have a firm and stable and sound foundation. We must have that. So this apostolic leader is working towards increase and then working towards stability. This leader wants everything that they are doing in kingdom ministry to produce increase and to establish stability. That's the apostolic leader. Now we're getting these models out of 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Starting at verse 5, Paul is writing and he says, "Who then is Paul and who is Apollos? They are ministers through whom you believed, as the Lord gave to each one. I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So then, neither he who plants is anything, nor he who waters, but God who gives the increase." So the attention is not placed on the one who plants or the one who waters. It is God who receives the glory. The attention is upon him. He's the one who gives the increase. Now, the planter and the one watering is leading up to the increase. But when the harvest comes, when the increase comes, it is only because God has worked it to be so. Verse 8, "Now he who plants and he who waters," that's Paul and Apollos, "they are one. And each one will receive his own reward according to his own labor." Verse 9 says, "For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field." We are God's workers. You are God's field. Notice that. The one planting, the one watering, they are one, and they will receive their own reward. The other day, there was an outreach event here in the Chicago area, and two of the leaders engaged with that event were Sandy Norman and David Rogers. So in this example that we see in 1 Corinthians 3, we could say, let's put Sandy Norman as the one planting, and then David Rogers would be the one watering. And according to verse 8, Sandy Norman and David Rogers would be acting as one. They are one together. They're working together. They're functioning together. And then each of them will receive their own reward according to their own labor. So Sandy Norman may be doing one part of the labor, David Rogers may be doing another part of the labor, but they are together as one, and both of them will receive their own reward. And then they would recognize that they are God's fellow workers. The people being impacted are God's field. So I just wanted to put some real people in there to, I should say real people from our time zone right now, instead of historical figures, real live people and how they fit into these models. You see it? So verse 9 becomes the key verse. Check this out. Again, verse 9. For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field. And then comes the pivot. All of a sudden, in the middle of verse 9, the subject matter shifts. It changes. You are God's field. You are God's building. So there's a shift here. There's a pivot from agriculture to architecture, field to building, planting to construction. The pivot takes place. So then in verse 10, Paul says, according to the grace of God, which was given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builds on it. But let each one take heed how he builds on it. For no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, which is Christ Jesus. So the building project is happening now. Paul identifies himself as a wise master builder laying a foundation. The master builder is the Greek phrase architecton. Architecton. Arche is pointing toward the architect or the archaeologist. Tecton is pointing toward the technician, the strategist, the planner, the one who knows how to go in and repair, take what is disconnected and reconnect it to release a fresh move of God. So we have the master builder, the architecton, the architect, the archaeologist, the technician. The architect comes with the design. The archaeologist is digging through the rubble of what has happened to get to the base so that a foundation can be established and something new can be built. So we have this architect word referring to architectural precision. This requires careful attention to the plans, the blueprints. The plans are received by revelation. This move of God, the move of the Spirit of God, is going to produce a blueprint, and all of that will activate the building project. The Greek phrase arche means first, beginning, or chief. It points to the word archaeologist. So we have seen that the master builder understands the beginnings of issues, digging down through the rubble, digging down through the accumulation of man-made tradition, man-made systems. Dig through all of that to lay a foundation upon which something new will be built. This is what Jesus came to do. He came to dig through the rubble of Jewish religion that had become unprofitable and useless, steeped in the traditions of man and the systems of man. Jesus dug through the rubble to get down to the base. Then he began to lay the foundation with his disciples. And he is the one who said, I will build my church. I will build my ecclesia. It's something new that's being established. So we see Jesus now coming as this architecton, this master builder. The word tecton is the word craftsman or technician. So when Jesus is building his church, he is a skilled craftsman. He is a technician. So the master builder understands how various and diverse components of a ministry function together. And these components are functioning together to accomplish the purpose of that ministry And also, if anything is out of order, it's out of alignment, this technician knows how to repair it, knows how to bring it back into alignment, knows how to bring it back into order. This technician, the tecton, is following the heavenly design, along with developing and activating contractors, and that building process is always leading to stability, always leading to stability. So stability, this is what we want. This is what every apostolic leader is working toward. We want things to be stable. We want what we are building to be stable, sound, and sure. So synonyms for stability, just to help us understand: firm, solid, steady, permanent, reliable, sound, balanced, poised. I like that word, poised, security, strength. These are the things that go with stability. So the building project that the master builder is working on is leading us into this place where things are secure and poised and balanced and sound and reliable and permanent, steady, solid, firm, and strength is being released. The strength that we must have. Oh, whatever we are building, we're looking for strength, the spirit of might to come through it. So stability is the end result of building. Now, I want us to realize that we are building something that has not been here before. Do you realize that? Do you understand that? Right now, currently, we are building something that has not been here before. Now, I know Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, and we believe that that is so. However, what we're building right now, it may have been here in the past in some form or fashion, but not in this context. Never has anything been built in this current context like we are building. The current context of the world, the global situation, the context of life, the context of the earth right now, what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, what's happening in some of the African nations that are in turmoil, what's happening with the threats of China and North Korea, Russia, the United States, all of these global situations that are brewing and stirring, economic instability, economic stress, inflation, all of these things that are happening right now, the pandemic that we just went through with COVID, other things that are coming down the pipe. In the context of our present world, we are building something that has not been here before. In the context of the church, the way the church is right now, the way the leadership is right now, the current trends in religion, we are building something that has not been here before. So in Psalm 32, this is the Passion Translation. I love this. I hear the Lord saying, I will stay close to you, instructing and guiding you along the pathway for your life. I will advise you along the way and lead you forth with my eyes as your guide. So don't make it difficult. Don't be stubborn when I take you where you've not been before. Don't make me tug you and pull you along. Just come with me. Oh, isn't that powerful? Don't make it difficult. Don't be stubborn. We're being led by the Spirit. Don't be like a dog pulling against you on the leash. He said, don't make me tug you and pull you along. The Lord says, just come with me. Just come with me. I'm taking you somewhere you've never been before. You're building something that has not been here before. So just come with me. Stay with me. Work with me. Build with me. Romans 8:14. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. Just come with him. Follow him. We're being led by the Spirit. So we've got to let go of the old and move into the new. So as that is happening, we recognize there is a stirring and a shaking that's going on. Old structures are being shaken and demolished. We are currently entering unexpected places. I know it's happening with me. I'm sure it's happening with you as well. We're entering unexpected places. We're meeting unexpected people and groups of people. People that we never dreamed of meeting, we're now meeting them. We're interacting with them. We're collaborating, partnering together. We are encountering what is dry and barren. And the reason for that is that we might bring the moisture and the productivity, the fruitfulness of life in the Spirit. And as we're going through all of this, we recognize that we need a refuge. You need a refuge when things are being stirred up, when things are shaking all around you. When you're entering these unexpected places, you need a refuge. You're meeting these new people and groups of people in this dry place or barren place. You need a refuge. When you see things falling apart all around you, old things are being shaken and demolished, you realize that you need a refuge. So Psalm 46 and verse 1 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Oh, we should be grateful for that. God is our refuge and strength. He is our very present help in trouble. So in new covenant thinking, our refuge is a person, and that person is Jesus. Our refuge is a place. So as we grow in relationship with Jesus, we realize that there is a place in the person. There is a place for us in Jesus. And our refuge is our peace. We recognize there is an internal peace in the place, and the place is in the person, and the person is Jesus. And we understand that our refuge is a posture. There is a posture in that peace. It is an aggressive posture, a posture of strength, a posture of intensity, being aggressive, advancing forward. But that posture is in the peace that God gives us. The peace is in the place. The place is in the person. And the person is Jesus. He is our refuge and our strength. Oh, aren't you glad for that today? And then check this out as we wrap it up. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him I will trust. You have a place in Jesus today. He is your refuge. As you're working, as you're laboring, as you're building, you have a refuge. The Lord Jesus Christ. He is our refuge. He is our strength. He is the place that we go to. And there's peace in that place. And there is a posture that we take. A posture of aggression. A posture of strength. Intense strength in that place. In Jesus. So think about these things today. Meditate on them. Let this, all this week, let this open up a thought pathway to you. Your understanding of an apostolic leader and what is being built. These things are valuable to us. So I believe you're going to have a good weekend. Now listen, you need to get into your local church this weekend. I tell you this every Friday. Get into your local church. You need to be in fellowship, in person with the saints. Forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. Hebrews chapter 10. Get in there, get involved, get engaged, participate. It's going to be good for you. So I declare that everything you put your hands on today will prosper and it will be successful. You're going to have a great day. You're going to have a great weekend. So be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. And I'll talk to you soon.